Hi, YouTube. Once again, it's Kennard Vernon Stewart here for the podcast. Final game of the season for the Auburn Tigers and the Houston Cougars. Here on Vernon Speaks Sports, beautiful night tonight as we preview and predict the Auburn versus Houston Cougars. Houston coming in as the number 21 college football team in the country, a group of 5 football team out of the AAC conference, who will also be represented by Cincinnati for the first time ever in the college football playoff era. A group of 5 football team will play in the college football playoff. Cincinnati taking on Alabama. All right, so go ahead and smash the subscribe button. Also hit the Cash App, Vernon Speaks Sports. I'm gonna have the Cash App in the description. Go ahead and like this video, comment, and subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger or Eagle. Auburn comes into this game definitely a situation that the Tigers not only didn't want, but the Auburn Tigers didn't expect. Most of the Auburn fans, even with onboarding a brand new head coach, did not expect to participate in the Birmingham Bowl this year. Auburn had plenty of opportunities down the stretch to not be in this situation. Matter of fact, they controlled their own destiny in so many ways down the stretch. After losing to Texas A&M, still in control of their own destiny, all the pieces around them crumbled apart to their favor, but they just didn't do their part. Up 28-3 against Mississippi State, ending up losing that game. Up against South Carolina by 14, ending up losing that game. And up by 10 going into the fourth quarter against Alabama, who will be in the college football playoff, losing that game 24-22 in the first ever 4 overtime situation for the Iron Bowl. Now, one thing that's against Auburn is the fact that Houston is actually pretty good on defense. They only give up 21 points per game. They have about three or so sacks per game. But for Auburn's point, they only give up about 1.3 sacks per game. But a lot of that, especially considering the lackluster play at times of the offensive line, some of that could be attributed to Bo Nix, who had the ability to escape pressure. TJ Finley, not as much. It's going to be very interesting to see what the quarterback situation is for Auburn. All eyes point to TJ Finley, but a lot of Auburn fans are actually excited about the prospect of Demetrius Davis making an appearance. I don't think he'll start, but making an appearance, because even if Demetrius Davis participates in the game, he will not surrender his red shirt, because you got to play 4 games, and Demetrius Davis has not played any this year. Also, what's going to be really important is for Auburn to establish the line of scrimmage. And that's something that they've been kind of hit or miss at here for the last few weeks at the ending of the season, especially when it comes to running the football. I think Auburn absolutely has to be able to get Tank Bigsby, Jarquez Hunter involved with a consistent running game, as did Cincinnati against Houston, and create some big plays. They're going to have to get some chunk plays on the ground to open up the pass game. Now, Houston, unfortunately, will be without their star cornerback, who decided to go declare early for the NFL draft. So that's going to help Auburn out a little bit. I think what you will also see is Brian Harsin is going to really test this team vertically. I think he's going to really push the ball down the football field. He's going to go some tempo, and I think that's going to go in his favor, because look, even though these guys have been inconsistent, but when the wide receivers have been good, they've been pretty good. Kobe Hudson will be back for this game. Javaris Johnson will be back for this game, and also Shedrick Jackson. And I'm not too sure, but I think Demetrius Robinson will also be back for this game. Now, don't expect Houston, who have been accustomed to winning this year, won 11 straight games, sandwiched by 2 losses, one to Texas Tech at the beginning of the season, and one from Cincinnati in the AAC championship game. don't expect this team to lay down. I'm pretty sure they're very excited about the prospect of playing an SEC team. AAC conference has been successful so far against SEC teams. You look at UCF taking down Florida, and Cincinnati has a huge opportunity to put the conference on the map with a matchup versus Alabama. So how do I think this game is going to go? I think this game goes definitely in Auburn's favor. Houston really doesn't know what to prepare for all the way, because now you got another play caller. Of course, you've seen some video on TJ Finley. You've seen some video on Tank Bigsby. But you got some different offensive linemen. There's no telling, based on the tempo, what Brian Harsin is going to do as far as personnel packages. Personnel packages as far as wide receivers, tight ends, things of that nature. So we will see how this turns out. I got a prediction for you, though. Auburn, who's had an up and down season, has shown that they can play with some of the best of the best. Houston, they've done well against teams that were not Power 5 or teams that were, but they haven't done so well with teams who are high-level Group of 5 or Power 5 in general. I have the Auburn Tigers with a lot to prove. This game, is really no consequence as far as championships or anything of that nature. But you got the pride factor. I got Auburn in this particular football game. I think they find the ability to score, especially in the red zone. I got Auburn 28-17 against Houston. I think this will be a big win for Auburn. I hope you guys enjoy the game. The game comes on at 11 o'clock Central Time, 12 o'clock Eastern Time. Like the video, comment, and subscribe. It's been fun doing this year, and we're just getting started. We're about to get ready for next season. Comment, subscribe to Vernon Speaks Sports Auburn. And as always, it's great to be an Auburn Tiger or Eagle.